Hey yo, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. Stop in and see what it is I'm up to. It is Thursday, the 20th of July, 2023. Heading on 4:45 in the afternoon. Right now in Jacksonville, Florida, it is 35 degrees Celsius, 94 degrees Fahrenheit. Feels like 111. So, it's a warm one out here. I am on my way to my daughter's house. I stopped at Dollar Tree because for the life of me, I cannot find my brush, any of my brushes. And of course, now that I bought a new one, I will locate them. This is the way it goes. But anyhow, if you're gonna come across. So, oh man, hot. I also need to pick up a couple of my drink mixes to go into the water because most of the places haven't had them in stock, the ones that I drink. I've been using the cherry flavored 7-Up mixes. They aren't carbonated or anything, and I use them way more, what's the word I'm looking for? Way more diluted. Like you're supposed to use one packet in a regular bottle of water, and I use one packet in a 2-liter. So, well, when I was going in, there were two of the permanently unhoused ladies sitting out front. So I picked up a couple of bottles of water while I was there. It wasn't cold, but you know, when it's 90 some odd degrees, feels like 100 and triple digits. You don't really need cold water. That'll give you a bellyache. So, anyway, if you're gonna do it, do it. Come on, there's plenty of room. And look at me like I'm crazy because I'm only lifting so much room. People, I swear. Come on, you may as well do it too. Hurry up, the light changed. Anyway, I usually carry little bags to hand out, just little things like, you know, a bag of tuna and a pack of crackers and maybe a thing of hand sanitizer, you know, just little things like that. I'm not going to give them money because of drugs and alcohol and whatnot, but I don't feel what am I trying to think? What am I trying to say? I don't think the food's going to, you know, make their homeless stay any longer, or their homelessness run any longer. Man, I am just not with it today with my words, am I? Here in Jacksonville, they've just recently passed a law that prohibits panhandling unless you have a permit, which is typical big government. If you don't have ID and you don't have a home, you don't have transportation, how do you fill out all those government forms to get a permit? You know, it's basically just saying they're outlawing it. Well, I'm fairly certain that that's not going to hold up once it's contested in court, because most of them don't. And it's not the way to handle the unhoused situation. I mean, I don't know what is, I'm not saying that, but we can tell what doesn't work. You know, they create these housing places but they've got so many rules. And then, you know, the people rebel. You know, like you have to be. I was looking at one out in California, I think. They closed it because of inclement weather. Seriously? So what'd you do with the people? Put them out on the street? Yeah, that helped them a lot, didn't it? But to get into it, you have to do a drug test, and you have to show ID, and yada, 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 yada. And in order to stay there, you have to take these classes, and you know, these people are... They're not the swiftest bunch, you know. And a lot of people are disabled. You know, they lost their home because they can't work. I totally understand that. And that's why I ended up having to, you know, rent out half of my place because I'm disabled. I can't work. And you know, there, but for the grace of God, go I. You know, living in the woods or waiting on handouts. So yeah, I don't know the answer. I mean, I think all the time, you know, we just build, you know, take the cargo containers that are stacking up and turn them into shelters. Well, when you start looking into that, cities have done that, but they take the basic container and, like, it can't be just used like that. It's got to pass all these building codes, and you know they have to modify occupancy codes, and you know the government makes things hard to do. I guess unless you're an illegal alien, and then they'll put you up in 5-star hotels in New York City. But yeah. Like I said, I don't know how to cure it. I don't know how to fix it. You have to fix the drug problem first, and that's only part of the difficulty. You got drug problems, you got alcohol problems, you got mental instability, even before the drugs and alcohol. When I was growing up, I can remember going past several places that were asylums. And even when I was just starting out in the medical transportation field, there were still places that we could take people who were having mental issues, and there were a couple of institutes that would take them, but they've all been closed down. No state really has a state mental facility. You get the small ones, and you know they're there. You'd be there, you know, up to like 30 days or something. I don't know. Or you know, drug rehabs. But again, drug rehab doesn't help somebody that's got mental issues. You know, they're schizophrenic, bipolar, whatever. Man, that smoke has made it all the way down here to Florida. There's such a haze in the sky. Anyhow, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I know they try, and they try to come up with these solutions, but again, they make it so hard to jump through hoops to get the help, and a lot of these people just, you know, they're not going to do that. A lot of the shelters are more dangerous than being on the street if you listen to the unhoused. You know, people steal their stuff and they get assaulted. So it's easier to stay on the street, keep all your stuff nearby, and a weapon handy. So, I don't know. Of course, once you start helping people, if you're helping one certain person, my brother has done this, especially when he was basically homeless, living in his van. Or he was houseless. He wasn't homeless, because the van was his home. But he was staying at a park that was full of the permanent stealthy campers, and he befriended a couple of them, and they took and took and took and took. It's part of human nature. If somebody's going to give, then you take. Unfortunately, some just don't stop. It got to a point where he couldn't do it anymore. And he felt bad about it, but it was hurting him. So, and I told him from the get-go, these guys are just going to use you. And there's video shorts out there, and I guess there's channels like Just Nate. He's the one that pops to mind. The other ones have different names, but they go out and help these people that are down on their luck and get them all kinds of stuff. Like, he's got this huge following, people sending him money, and he uses that money for all kinds of stuff, buying them food and phones and bicycles and sleeping bags and tents and even tickets to back home. So the people living in their cars, he's bought them new tires and parts to fix their cars. Walked up to just random people at gas pumps and asked if he could fill their tank. I'm not sure if that was Nate or not. It might have been one of the other ones. There's people out there, and they have such a huge following, and people send them so much money that they're able to do this type of stuff and basically make their living helping people, because other people are paying them. So they've got, I have no idea how many, but let's say 200,000 subscribers, and everybody sends them $10 a month. Heck, even if you only send him $100 or $1 a month, if all 200,000 subscribers send him $1 a month, that's a lot of money to help the less fortunate. So even if only half of them do it, $100,000, that's a lot of money. You help a lot of people. You put them up in hotels for 3 or 4 nights, and help them get cleaned up, maybe get their ID. That's a good thing. That's one way of actually helping. Way more than what the government stuff does. I've got this shirt buttoned up all cockeyed. So anyway, sorry for not posting yesterday. It was kind of a busy, twisted up day. Oh, how I got all twisted up like this. My son coming home, he actually got home sooner than I was expecting. I ended up making cheesesteak tacos. I used the minute steaks from Walmart. They come in like an oval, and they're okay. They're a little. You have to cook them right, otherwise they can be really chewy. But I used those. Package of peppers and onions, frozen peppers and onions. I set some aside because I thought the one granddaughter didn't like onions. I didn't realize both didn't. So actually, there's one is kind of this way about it. She kind of likes them, but she would rather not. So anyway, I got the steak all cooked up with the onions and threw in some taco seasoning, and then loaded it up with cheese. So actually, the oldest granddaughter ended up eating that mixture and liking it after making a tiny little taco out of meat that her sister had left over. But it went. I mean, I used two packages of the 2 packages of steaks, and I think there's 5 in each, so 10 in total. And yeah, it was gone. My daughter-in-law said, "Wait, you made his day, because his 2 favorite foods are cheesesteak and tacos." That's my boy. 2 things I'll hardly ever turn down: cheesesteaks and tacos. So, it was a nice difference, or a nice change from ground beef tacos. But and I've sort of kind of done that before on a smaller scale. Is that bamboo or just... I don't think that's bamboo. I think that's just rushes. Some stuff you can make arrows out of. I didn't notice that before. Oh man, this traffic light up here, I wasn't thinking about this. Traffic today. I haven't been over this way on a Thursday in a month. So kind of forgot about it. This is a terrible intersection. It's one lane with a traffic light, one lane going in either direction here, and then one lane going that way into an industrial park. So you get all these trucks. They're trying to cross over. So I don't know how many trucks are in front of me, but I'm 3/4 of a mile from the light. Oh man. Nice Florida scenery out there, though. Both sides. And they've got the right-of-way paved back, but then this goes back, I don't know, several hundred yards. It's hard to get through. That stuff is really difficult to get through. Over here, let's see if I can turn you around. I don't know how much you can see. There's some openings over here as we drive along. It's a little less dense. And once you get inside there, it's a little less dense. There may be a train or something, because I'm just now starting to see traffic coming the other way. So it wasn't I don't think it was the traffic light holding things up, although that has something to do with it. What are we getting on here? Alright, we're right at 20 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here, folks. I'm just going to sit here and get aggravated while traffic moves through and whatnot. But let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs down, thumbs up. Leave me a comment Wherever it is, y'all leave comments on your internet access device of choice. If you'd like to share me around your social media, that'd be fandoculous. If your loved ones are nearby, give them a kiss and a hug. If they ain't, give them a call. Hit them up on Facebook. Let them know you think about them. Let them know you love them. We ain't promised tomorrow, people. We ain't promised our next breath. So I see y'all again. I hope you have a fandoculous day. So lots of y'all.